everyone, Brenda with scrappyland.com here today. I'm doing a card for St. Patrick's Day. This card can be adapted to any of the holidays. I did this for Christmas with a Santa head where you see my clover. I've also done this with a bunny for Easter, a flower for Mother's Day. I have used the house die, the smaller house die, and put that in there for a housewarming or a new home type card. And what this card is a hanging or a suspended die in a frame. If you look, the card is finished on the front, finished nicely on the inside, has room both on the front and on the inside and on the inside bottom here for a greeting or words or whatever you want to do. And we're going to get right to this. To make this card, we're going to be using, this is the 4x4 Revolution 0010. This is the frame, and that's what that cuts right there. And it also cuts the inside, but the only part you're going to use is the outside edge of that. You're going to need 2 of those. Then you're going to take the clover, which is 0924, and you're going to cut 2 of those. Then with the nesting squares from Quick Cuts, I'm using the 5th one from the largest in to cut the hole in my actual card front. And that's the dies that you need, and anything that you need to put your greeting on the front or on the inside. Now, with this particular cut, after I cut this frame, these were white and I wanted them green, so Danny has started carrying the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist, which I just absolutely love. And I make a box with a paper towel on the inside so that I don't get this everywhere because it does kind of stain things. And basically I'm just going to spray until I get the color that I want it, and it doesn't take much, honestly. There's that, and then I'm going to set that aside to dry. I've taken a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, cut it in half, so it is 8.5 by 5.5. And then I've taken that nesting Quick Cut cookie cutter square. After I have scored down the middle of my half sheet of paper, so then it would be scored at the 4 1/4 mark. I've centered this, and if you can see, I've centered that on half so that that is centered. And then I'm going to use my Scotch tape to tape it down, turn it over, put it on my cutting mat, put the cutting mat on the top, and then I'm going to run it through my machine. I'm not going to bore you with cutting it. I've already pre-cut one for demonstration purposes. So I have my 2 frames, the 2 clovers, something to go on the inside of the card, and then the cut with the hole in it, the card front. And what I'm going to do is really quickly put this together to show you how to do it. I am using several different types of glue today. I've got my Glue Glider Pro out because it's a nice heavy glue. I'm going to put this on the inside of my card like so. Just center it. Okay, and then on the outside of this, I'm going to take one of my frames, and this paper, or this, yeah, it is paper that I'm using on, but you can use cardstock to do this. It doesn't make any difference. As far as your embellishments, what you cut the frame with, it really doesn't make a difference because you're gluing them down. I'm using my Tombow adhesive to put the frame on the front. And this paper has a pattern to it. It has little clovers all over it, so I want my clovers to be the right side up. I'm going to put that down, and the front of the card is actually already finished. There's the front then. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is take a piece of fishing line, and yes, Guys, I went out into my husband's arsenal of fishing and I stole fishing line from him. And this is 20 pound clear test line is what I'm using for this. You just need a small piece. Don't get the blue stuff, get the clear stuff. And then, because of the way I cut these, one of them is cut wrong. So, you know, as far as the edging goes, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the trick with the stylus around the outside edge of the die cut so that they are both smooth and curved in and everything. And then after you do that, you're going to sandwich these with the line between them, and it's going to take me just a second to do that. Again, I'm going to use the Glue Glider Pro down the center of this, and then I'm going to grab my Zig glue and put a little bit of glue on the actual die cut around it. You need that really strong glue in the middle though to hold that test line until the rest of this dries, and that's why I used the Glue Glider, just a little dot on the inside of it. Stretch, put that down and put your line there, and then sandwich the other piece of clover over the top of it, line it up, push it down. It just takes a second for the liquid glue to dry. Make sure it's all lined up really well. And there you have your die on a suspended die on a string. Now what I'm going to do is take this and put a little bit of Glue Glider on the bottom of the card there, or on the frame, bottom of the frame, and a little on the top of the frame. And I'm going to set this on there in the center so it is suspended. And you want the fishing line fairly taut. And then we're going to take a pair of scissors and snip off sorry for blocking that. There we go. So that is all down. I'm going to take my other frame and put a little adhesive on the back of the frame. Make sure that the clovers are right side up. Lay that on the first frame, line it up so that the frame is the same, because you don't want either part of the other frame showing on the other side. Lay that down, and there you have it. And then you can finish embellishing the front or the inside the way that you would like. I'm Brenda with Scrappyland. Danny had most of these products in stock when I looked earlier. The Glimmer Mist, the die cuts and everything. I hope you have fun doing this card. Experiment a little bit with it. Make it for any of the holidays that you want to do. Again, Brenda with Scrappyland. Have a great day. Happy scrapping, everyone. Bye now.